Now, have a look at this behind me, because I'm sure you recognise the cartoon character Pepe the Frog. Well, he won't be around for much longer because his creator has decided to kill him off after the rather chilled and laid-back frog became a hate symbol hacked online by far-right groups. Well, a little earlier I spoke to Dr. Paolo Gibado, a lecturer in digital culture and society at King's College London. He explained exactly how characters like these are actually hacked.
I think it's a similar story to many internet memes. They are often hijacked cultural contents that are then remixed, transformed, and used to channel very different cultural contents from the ones that they were originally meant to channel. And this is the case with Pepe the Frog. Pepe the Frog was created by Matt Fury in a comics book called Boys Club in 2005, and it was quite an innocent character. It didn't have really any political content, not a left-wing, but not a right-wing political content. It was meant as an element of fun, as a joke, but then it was appropriated during the Trump campaign by Trump supporters in order to convey this sense that, in a way, the Trump campaign was cool, that it was capturing something new in the public imagination in the US.
That's what I was going to ask you, was sort of why would you identify a character like this to hijack?
I mean, I say there is a cultural tendency in the extreme right-wing political faction to use code words, code images, code symbols, because you cannot say you are a Nazi or a neo-Nazi, and therefore you are constantly looking for code words or code references. I mean, for example, the number 18 in neo-Nazi groups, Adolf Hitler, letter 1, and H, letter number 8, and many other symbols that are used for that purpose. Then the most radical supporters of Trump's campaign actually were organic to that extreme right-wing political camp. And therefore, it is not new at all that these groups would use symbols and images that at face value had nothing to do with anything political, but then are turned into code words, code symbols.
So you have this case. I mean, how common is it that something could be just taken and then a completely different message attached to it? I mean, have we seen that sort of thing before?
I mean, this is the result of so-called remix culture. That is the culture...
Remix culture.
Remix culture. That is the culture internet memes come from. And it is a culture that, as the name says, is all about remixing symbols, is all about changing their meaning, is all about transforming their context in ways that are very sophisticated that people outside the subculture don't really understand. But that's exactly the richness, the value of these memes to the people who are inside the group. There is a tribal element to these memes.
We're discussing the extreme end, but they have become, these memes, incredibly powerful on the political scene. We saw Trump supporters describe them as memes magic, didn't we, during the campaign? And there's one there that Donald Trump actually retweeted.
Yeah, I would say that there is obviously an element of self-celebration, of exaggeration. I mean, there is no such a thing as memes magic. There is not that memes as such have an hypnotic power or a magical power that can change people's minds. But it can do something rather important in campaigns, that is creating a sense of identity and at the same time vilify the enemy. And we know negative campaigning is so important in contemporary politics, and that is what often memes are utilized for, in order to poke fun at the enemy, at the political adversary, to show that the person is inconsistent, doesn't have value.
Would you say it's changing the political landscape?
I mean, I'd say
it's become pretty common currency, though, now, isn't it?
Definitely. It is changing the political landscape, but in a way it is nothing new. I mean, propaganda images have been used as long as politics has existed. I mean, if we look back at early 20th century propaganda, or if you look back at Roman times even, images have always played a fundamental role in both glorifying the self, your own political camp, and vilifying the enemy.
I suppose that is what the poster is all about, a simple message and an image. Going back to the creator here, one assumes there is absolutely very little they can do to stop this. Once it's been hijacked, it is out of your control.
Yes, I'd say there is a very uncomfortable position. You can just think how the author can feel at this stage, and there's very little he can do about it, because in a way that symbol has been appropriated by the internet community, has been changed into something radically different. I mean, if you think about it as the swastika, right? There was initially an Hindu symbol, then turned into a Nazi symbol. Is a similar episode, in a way, of cultural appropriation, as it is described by cultural theorists, that is hijacking a symbol from another culture and turning it into something completely different.
Dr. Paolo Gibado speaking to me a short while ago.